Hello there fellow metalheads, welcome to Dunzee's Guitar World 2. Today we're diving into something that's a little bit special to me, the legendary album Tunes of War by Gravedigger. Now Gravedigger, a German band with a passion for Scotland's past. This is an album wrapped up in riffs, soaring vocals and epic storytelling. What we'll do in this video, we'll explore what makes this album unique and we'll go through it track by track and we'll try and tie it in to the various historical events which happened in Scotland during that time. The most important thing I think here is that this album isn't fantasy, it isn't myth. It's a journey through more than 7 centuries of Scottish conflict. But what we'll do is we'll concentrate on the main figures in the Scottish Wars of Independence. So let's kick things off with a quick look at the band Gravedigger. So the band from Germany, Gladbeck, which is in the North Rhine region I believe, formed in 1980, way back when, just at the beginning of heavy metal as we know it today. They're known for their powerful sound, certainly of their guitars, their narrative driven lyrics and their gritty subject matter, through albums like Heavy Metal Breakdown and right up to 1996. Their music resonates worldwide thanks to the historic themes in these later albums. 1996, Tunes of War really stands out. It's a concept album, every track tells a tale. So the big picture here is what Gravedigger are really telling is all about hope and rebellion in Scotland, about victory and nationhood, about overreach and loss, personal tragedy, cultural devastation, and that's why the album feels so cohesive. It just pulls all these things together with a scorching heavy metal soundtrack. Track 1, Scotland United. Now this is set a bit before the Scottish Wars of Independence. This is way back in 685 AD. The song specifically depicts the Battle of Dunnichen, which is also known as the Battle of Muir, which was a pivotal conflict where the Picts defeated the invading Northumbrians. Track 2, The Dark of the Sun. Now this song again is before the main Scottish Wars of Independence. This is a way back in 1263. This song depicts a pivotal conflict between the Kingdom of Scotland, led by King Alexander III, and the Kingdom of Norway, led by King Haakon IV. So I guess the main historical significance of this tune is that it refers to a battle which effectively ended the Norse-Scottish War and led to the eventual cession of the Hebrides and Isle of Man to Scotland under the Treaty of Perth. And then we're on to track 3, William Wallace, the Braveheart. So this is very much the start of the Scottish Wars of Independence. So the battles here referred to in this song are the Battle of Stirling Bridge in 1297 and the Battle of Falkirk in 1298. At the Battle of Stirling Bridge, Wallace shattered a much larger English army by forcing it into a narrow crossing over the river, but at Falkirk he was crushed by cavalry in open ground. Militarily, Wallace failed, but symbolically he succeeded beyond measure. People still talk about that to this very day. Hollywood even makes films about it. So this song compresses Wallace's life into a single heroic arc, not because it's accurate in detail, 100%, but because it's accurate in meaning. Wallace proved that England could be beaten, and his execution turned him into something more dangerous than a general. It turned him into a martyr. Then we're on to track 4, another legend of Scotland here, Robert the Bruce. So where Wallace was defiance, Robert the Bruce was endurance. He was crowned King of Scotland in 1306 and spent years being hunted, defeated and driven into hiding. So the lyrics of this song describe Bruce's concentration. The lyrics also refer to the violent start to Bruce's reign when he killed his main rival, John the Red Comyn. Stab Red Comyn down, he won't wear a crown. Now the main battles described in this one are the Battle of Loudon Hill in 1307, Bruce's first major victory against the English, and the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314. This is a legendary victory where Bruce's forces defeated the much larger army of King Edward II. This song sounds restrained compared to Wallace's because Bruce's war wasn't about ignition, it was about waiting and choosing the right moment to strike. Track 5, The Battle of Flodden. That's way back in 1513, and this is where the confidence turns into catastrophe. Battle of Flodden, it shifts the album's tone from the triumphs of the Bruce to one of Scotland's most devastating military disasters, the Battle of Flodden Field. This song captures the tragedy of the conflict between King James IV of Scotland and the English army led by the Earl of Surrey. Really, this was a massive loss. The lyrics focus on the heavy price that Scotland paid, lamenting that the flowers of the forest are all weed away. It also depicts the death of King James IV, who remains the last monarch from the British Isles to die in battle. Musically, the song serves as a grim bridge between the medieval wars of independence and the religious and political turmoil that followed in the centuries to come. So track 6, this is what that is about. The Ballad of Mary, the Queen of Scots, who incidentally was born about 10 miles from where I grew up. So Mary ruled from infancy. As a young child, she was brought over from France. She navigated religious conflicts and she became a threat simply by existing. Queen in a divided country, rival to Elizabeth I by blood alone. This song slows everything down because Mary's war was political, personal and inescapable. So Mary never led an army. Her wars were alliances, prisons and courtrooms. She was executed far from Scotland, undone by politics, not by steel. Track 7, The Truth. Now by this point the album pauses a little and it asks a question that history rarely does. After centuries of fighting, what was the cost? What was the cost to Scotland? The truth isn't tied to one event, it's a reckoning, stepping back from heroes and banners. I guess it's a sound of reflection after all the shouting stops. Track 8, Cry for Freedom, James VI. So in 1603, the crowns of England and Scotland united, not through war, but simply through inheritance. James VI of Scotland became the King of England. Scotland gained influence and lost autonomy. This song sounds triumphant and uneasy at the same time because unity came without independence. No armies, no battles. The crowns united peacefully and Scotland was never fully sovereign again. That takes us on to track 9, Killing Time. After centuries of conflict, war stops being heroic. Raids blur together, campaigns repeat. Soldiers fight not for legends, but just because conflict never ends. Killing Time strips away glory and leaves exhaustion behind. Track 10, Rebellion. The clans are marching. Indeed, the clans would rise one last time, not for independence, but for restoration. The Jacobite cause promised to return to the old order. This song feels like momentum, because I guess that's what it was, a final gamble before reality intervened. The clans rallied one last time, Highland charges, Jacobite banners, a final gamble for survival. That takes us to track 11. Now this is sad. If you've ever been to Culloden Muir, it's a very, very bleak, sad place, rightly so. So Culloden, 1746, the whole battle lasted less than an hour. It was flat ground, artillery, musket volleys. The Highland Charge, the famous Highland Charge, collapsed almost immediately through like a hail of gunfire. It was just horrendous. It wasn't just a military defeat. This really was the end of the entire traditional system of Scotland. So Culloden wasn't just lost, it was crushed. And what followed wasn't peace. What followed was punishment to the people of Scotland. So to sum up, Tunes of War isn't just an album, it's an epic fusion of German musicianship and Scottish heritage, delivered with Gravedigger's signature intensity. This concept album stands as a testament to the band's ambition, to their storytelling skills and the ability to unite two rich cultures under the banner of heavy metal. Whether you're a long-term fan or new to Gravedigger, these tracks will draw you in with their power, melody and historical resonance. Give Tunes of War a spin, try out the riffs, experiment with your gear and let the saga of Scotland echo through your speakers.